Welcome back for this session. In this session, we'll be looking at deriving conversion factors. We'll be looking at deriving conversion factors. So what is to derive? To derive is a way of coming up with something. So we say you can derive conversion factors if you know the relationship. You can derive conversion factor if you know the relationship so the main point here is the relationship. So between the units. So in order for you to derive right factors, you have to know the relationship between the units you have and the unit you want. The unit you have and the unit you want. So depending on the unit you have and the unit you want, this will give you a clue on what you should choose as a conversion factor. For example, let's just take an example. For example, from the fact that deci means one-tenth, deci means one-tenth, you know that there is one-tenth of a mirror. You know that there is one-tenth of a mirror. There is one-tenth of a mirror per decimirror. And that each mirror must have 10 decimirrors. And that each mirror must have 10 decimeters. So each mirror must have 10 decimeters. Thus, from the equality, one mirror is equals to 10 decimirror. You can write the following conversion factors relating mirrors and decimirrors. You can write the following conversion factors Relating mirrors to decimeters. So relating mirrors to decimeters. So let's take these examples here and see how it works. So you can have one conversion factor being 1 mirror divided by the 10 decimeter. And you could have another one, 0.1 mirror divided by 1 decimeter. And you could also have another conversion factor, 10 decimeter divided by mirror. 10 decimeter divided by mirror. So all these will give you the same meaning. So the following sample problem illustrates an example of deriving conversion factors to make a unit conversion. So when there is no digit shown in the denominator, you can assume that the value is 1. When there is no digit shown in the denominator, you can assume the value is 1. You can assume the value is 1. So let's take an example here about the same. So let's take an example and see how we can solve this example. For example, you have a sample problem. This is conversion factors. Conversion factors. Then you are having sample problem. Sorry. Sample problem. So let's look at the sample problem B here. Express a mass of 5.712 grams in milligrams and in kilograms. In milligrams and in kilograms. So that is what the question is asking. So the first thing that we will do is to analyze. So number 1, analyze. So given, what are we given here? We have been given 5.712 gram, unknown, mass in gram and mass in kilogram. Mass in gram and mass in kilogram. So this is what we don't know. We don't know the mass in gram and the mass in kilogram. The equality that relates grams to milligrams is the equality that relates grams to milligrams is, so we have 1 gram equal 1000 milligram. So let's plan. Number 2, plan. The possible conversion factors that can be written from this equality. The possible conversion factors that can be written from this equality are 1, 1000 milligram divided by gram, and 1 gram divided by 1000 milligram. As we said earlier, when you see no value here, you assume it is 1. Solve. So let's see how this is solved here. 3, solve. So what are we solving? The first thing we need to do is to derive an answer in milligram. You will need to multiply by 1000. So to derive an answer, in milligram, you'll need to multiply 5.712 gram by 1000 milligram per gram. So you want the answer in grams, so you will need to multiply the 1000 by, so instead of you choosing this, you would choose this. The reason we can see here clearly. Let's see how that works. So you are having 5.712 gram multiplied by 1000 gram, not gram but rather milligram, and then you divide this by gram. So you can see that this gram here is this gram here. So this gram will cancel with this gram, and therefore our answer would be, if you're using your calc, you have 5.712 multiplied by 1000. Sorry, this is too long. What you get? You would get 5,712. So your answer is 5,712, and these are milligrams. This would be in milligrams. Let's go and look at what if they were the conversion factors of kilograms. For kilograms, so the kilogram problem, is solved similarly, just like we solved the gram. We will also solve this similarly, like the same way. So we have 1 kilogram. It makes 1,000 grams. So conversion factors representing this equality. Factors, conversion, make it nearer, conversion factors representing this equality are 1 kilogram divided by 1,000 gram, and 1,000 gram divided by kilogram. So you will select from these two which one is appropriate. So we have to see, what are we looking for here? We want to get our answer. We want the answer in kilograms, which means we have to do away with the gram part. So to derive the answer, to derive an answer here in kilogram, you will need to multiply this by this. So you will need to multiply our value here was 5.712 gram. So we want to do away with this gram. So are we choosing this factor, or are we choosing this conversion factor? So you can see that this is best, because we will be multiplying here, and if we multiply, then we will expect the grams to be in the negative, so that it is eliminated. And for it to be in the negative, we will take this one, not in the denominator, sorry, I'm calling it negative. Then here we have 1 kg, so that this one the gram and gram will cancel out. So what we are having here, we can now use a calc to find the correct answer here. You have 5.712 multiply by 1 divide by 1000. So the answer would be 0.005712 kilogram. So the first answer makes sense because you can see that the answer in the first answer that we found, it makes sense. Why? Because milligram is smaller unit than gram, and therefore there should be more milligram. The second answer makes sense because kilogram is a larger unit. So because kilogram is a larger unit than gram, there should be fewer kilograms when you try to convert this into kilograms. Then this also makes sense. So we will stop here, and in the next video we will be looking at the formative assessment.